Shelley Craft. We're coming to you live on SNN Live. We're at the New Orleans Investment Conference. I have Brent Cook of Exploration Insights, a featured speaker. And when I say featured, they can't get enough of him. Welcome to SNN Live.
Thanks. Good to be back.
Okay. What are you speaking about at this conference that your room is filling up every time?
The title of my main speech was Turning Rocks into Money. And basically that's what I do in my letter, Exploration Insights, is we turn rocks into money. And I guess the fact that we went through just recently, when I just got off the stage, is that the unfortunate odds are that 95% of the junior companies up there that are looking for something end up finding nothing. They go from excitement back down to nothing, and in the end they've got nothing. And there's a few reasons for that. I think the geologic reasons is what we talked about, and specifically is how these things form, how a volcano evolves and it gets eroded, washed away, another one comes in, and it's just so difficult to understand and interpret what's going on at depth, which is what we're looking for the treasure, given the little bit of information at surface. So that's one of the main reasons it's so difficult to succeed in this business.
Well, not being from the resource industry, I've come to know that the drilling machine is called the truth machine. And in more ways than one, that's a very honest statement.
Mm-hmm. That's right. The drilling, ultimately, when you, as a geologist, you conceptually get together in your mind an idea of what's happening at depth, what the geologic system is, where the mineralization could be or should be, and you drill it. And the driller comes in, and either you find something, you don't. More often than not, you'll find that they get encouragement, which means we got to spend more money.
Well, I heard a story earlier today, for instance, that you talk about depth. You can find some depth, could be 3,000 feet. That's going to cost you $250,000 to drill that hole.
They're drilling, that's right, they're drilling holes in Nevada looking for deep Carlin-type systems up to 5,000 feet now. And, those may or may not be economic, but consider that, the drilling to drill that deep is $500,000 per hole. And you're drilling blind. You're drilling through barren rocks at surface looking for something at depth. So it's a very, very expensive exploration. And because of the depth, you've got to find something that has a high enough margin to cover all the costs associated with not only finding it, but mining it.
Well, I think that it might pay to be a driller. At these economics of scale, it might quite possibly tells me that the guys that are definitely making money are the guys that are physically drilling the holes, not the company paying them to do it.
You're right. The more money is made. I think it was the California gold rush. Levi Strauss made more money than most of the miners selling them jeans, and that is a true statement.
So I think that the choice would be to not have to drill those deep holes. So where in the world would you say that the best shot of not having to drill deep holes and still finding sizable amounts of ore would be?
There's no answer to that. We've covered the Earth so efficiently.
Does that mean it's a good question? Or?
No, it's a very good question. What the answer is, what is the reality is that we've covered the Earth so efficiently that it's very few places on Earth now where you can walk and find outcropping mineralization. And we've been looking through satellites. Everybody's walked around. So it happens, but very rarely. So more and more now, as a geologist or exploration company, you're conceptualizing and interpreting something at depth based on very limited data, and you've got to drill to see what's there. So it's just a fact of life. So exploration costs are going up, it's taking longer to find things, they're more expensive to mine, yet we're producing 83 million ounces of gold a year and 18 billion pounds of copper a year. That's the equivalent of one Carlin Trend, the biggest district in Nevada, and one Bingham copper mine, the biggest copper mine in the States, every year that's got to be replaced. So for us in the junior sector, this is the place to be if you can select a few companies that make a real discovery.
That's what you collect, right? Those are the companies that you like, the ones that, so is your list available on your website?
The list is available to paid subscribers. Otherwise, no.
Okay, and what is that website for those people who want to pay to subscribe to Brent Cook's information?
All right, it's explorationinsights.com, and I invite you all to come and just take a look around. There's free information, there's some reports, there's a video I think is worth linking through to that is of me evaluating a gold project in the Yukon. So there's a lot of information there, and take a look, see what you think.
So you mean to tell me that when I've walked properties and a geologist goes, well, look at this anomaly, is that a rarity?
Good question. Anomaly is just something a bit different than the background, be it a geochemical anomaly, a bit higher elevated arsenic or gold, a geophysical anomaly. All we're seeing is differences in rock types. Anomaly is not a deposit at all. Anomaly is just something different than the background, and there are billions of them scattered around the world, and that's what keeps the Vancouver junior market in business, is all these anomalies that in the end are going to be anomalies.
Well, I am glad I asked that question because I've never heard the answer as well put as the one you just gave me. Ladies and gentlemen, for more information, go to Brent's website, Brent Cook, explorationinsights.com, featured speaker at this New Orleans conference and at many other conferences, I may add, that I see you. It's good to have you. I know you know your stuff.
All right, we'll see you the next one.
You got it. Thanks for coming.